So I'm here today just to talk with the owner of the Toyota Supra on this auction, and I just thought it would be helpful to the audience to know a little bit of the story about the car, and also, when Dan bought it, and also, why he's selling it, and a few things like that. So Dan, tell us a little bit about when you bought the car and what the situation was.
I'd been looking at for a sports car for a while. My business was good. My kids were they're going to be going to college in a couple of years, and I figured that, if I was going to buy one, I needed to do it now.
Yeah, and you said you were considering a Corvette?
Oh, that's what I was going to buy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I looked at. That's what I was geared to buy.
And how did you get turned on to the Supra?
I was just riding down the road on Gallatin Road, and it was out front of the dealership, and I said, "What is that?"
Yeah. It really turned your head.
Yeah, and so I turned around and went in there and looked at it and talked to the owner, and they just gotten it in, and it changed my mind.
Yeah.
I went home and I told my wife Bobby. I said, "I got a problem." I'm pretty much committed to this Corvette, but I hadn't signed anything.
Okay.
And I said, "I want you to come look at this."
Oh, so she went to see it with you?
Oh, she came back and.
Did she like it?
Oh, she liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't. The Corvette, you know how Corvettes are. They don't ride really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And we drove this one. And she said, "It's up to you."
And how old were you at the time?
46.
46 years old. And old are you today?
75.
75. And tell me, why are you selling the car?
I just need to get my stuff in order. I just, the car, it's hard to even drive down the road in the car without people coming up to you, trying to make you want to race you, And
Yeah.
at 75, I'm just not into that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get my stuff in order.
Sure. Okay.
And
obviously it's gone up a lot in value.
Oh, well, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, who
Well, and you paid $48,000 for the car in 1994.
in 94.
Wow. Tell me about how much you've driven the car in the last few years.
Oh, in the last few years, very little.
Yeah, just a few outings every now and then.
Every now and then, if we're going somewhere away from town, we might drive it, but not very often.
Yeah.
I probably hadn't put 1,000 miles in that car in 2 years.
Wow. Yeah. Well, when I drove it to the Cars and Coffee event, it was just a real treat. I took the roof out, and it was just a real experience. I think it's unlike pretty much anything I've ever driven. So Dan, have you ever done any kind of modifications of any kind to the car?
No, the only thing I've ever done to that car is change the oil in it.
Right.
Until when we placed a few things to try to sell it.
Right. We had an inspection done, and we came up with sort of a little punch list of things to try to dial it into perfection.
Right.
We also considered touching up or repainting the front and rear bumper covers, and we decided not to do that because all the advice that we've been given was, hey, a true collector is going to want the car to be 100% original, and it truly is 100% original.
100%.
Have you ever had any kind of accidents? Has the car ever been in any kind of fender bender or anything at all?
No.
The car only has just over 34,000 miles in it. Have you ever driven it on a rainy day?
No. As far as I know, the car's never been in the rain.
Isn't that crazy?
Never been in the rain.
It has been cared for immaculately.
Yeah, it's been in the garage for all these years. It's been well taken care of.
Yeah. I can tell you from having worked with Dan and getting ready for this sale, he's been very particular about the car staying inside at night, never sitting outdoors at night. And so if that gives you any idea as to the level of care that's been given for the car.
It's been babied.
Absolutely.
It's been babied.
Yeah. Well, thank you for telling your story, and I just thought the people participating in this auction might love to see a little bit about backstory.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.